Hi artists! Today's video is for students who did not do the object journal. So this will help you do this activity. So this was one I did of an angel figurine and actually did it a few times. Kind of got better each time I did it. And then I did this owl. And you're going to want to make sure that you use the full spread. First of all, find a place anywhere you want and write the facts about the object. So this is our first attempt in connecting. I want you to write for about 5 minutes. I'm going to write for about 30 seconds just so that you guys can get to it faster. So I might say something like, the owl figure is about 2.5 inches. I actually have a little ruler here. Let's see here. Yep, it's about 2.5 inches by 2 inches in diameter. It weighs, I don't even know, I'm not really good at that. A few ounces, like maybe 10 ounces. It weighs about 10 ounces as it is very light. I might say the colors are mustard yellow, gray, white, and orange. Now again, you would just keep going for about 5 minutes. You're going to get to a point where you're like, what else do I say? You might say something like, one wing is open, one wing is closed. The wings move. The owl has a tail. There is texture, blah, blah, blah. So what you're doing is just kind of connecting to your object, thinking about the different components of it and you know, drawing it. Writing about it. Now, after you do that, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to like cross over the page and I want you to kind of draw the outline only of the object. So I'm kind of thinking like this half right here is about the same as this half. So maybe I'll mark it. And I'm going to kind of draw this little beard right in there. I'm only kind of drawing the contour lines or the edges of the owl. And I'm drawing it big, so some of it might get cropped. Not stressing over perfection. I'm just starting to observe what I see. There's sort of a beak right here. It's not going to be perfect and it's going to feel maybe a little uncomfortable. You might realize like, wow, this is tough, you know, or drawing's tough. But it does take a little bit of practice and studying. So I'm just kind of fixing the lines here, trying to make them symmetrical. I'm looking more at my object than I am at my paper. I'm not going to be able to fit the feet in there, and I'm okay with that for this first one. The wing kind of comes out. Notice how I'm not erasing mistakes right now. I'm just trying to get the basic shape I can always go back and erase to lighten it up, and then I can kind of fix it up. So I'm also noticing that I needed to make this wing up a little higher and the cheek a little fatter. Then I kind of want you somewhere to zoom in. And I want you to try and use some of the shading techniques you've learned. And just focus on maybe thinking about the overall form. This one might be a little bit more rushed. Spend about 5 minutes on this as well. And just start to like basically use what's called gesture. So this was like a contour. All right, now we're going to use kind of a gesture. A gesture line is like a quick line just to kind of record the idea really quick. The other one we did was a little crazy, but it's called blind contour. So you could take a piece of paper and like cover your paper up, and then you end up not seeing anything that you're drawing. You only see your object. And I made the students draw, just keeping their eye, letting their brain sort of trace, and their eyes trace the lines of the object. And you can't cheat. You're going to be tempted to cheat. And if it looks too good, I'm going to know that you didn't use the blind contour because it should look wonderfully awful. All right. So I did that quicker than you might do it, but I just kind of, see, those are my cheeks. That was my body, so a little crazy. Yeah, and I didn't even add the eyes, but. So we have blind contour. This one started off as gesture, and then I kind of abandoned it, but just thinking about making, marks with your page, thinking about the basic form, So we had blind contour, where you don't look. We had contour. You could try that one again if you have room on the page, but this time smaller maybe, where you're really drawing nice and slow and having a continuous line. Drawings, they're all kind of meant to study the object and to figure out how it's formed. So that's continuous line. And this one was like an attempt at gesture. Really, it should have been even looser. I started to get like a little bit more line work. So just thinking about light and shadow and form and all that. So then the next thing you'll do is, like I said, you could take a picture of it and look at the picture so it's like flattened, right? So I would maybe want to grab my phone, take a picture of it. I could trace it, you know, a nice good picture, like where it's maybe a different angle. You know, maybe I do something like this, or I could turn it or do the back view or something, whatever. And then after, I'm not going to do that right now because I want to make this video a little bit shorter. So what you're going to do then is somewhere on the page, tell the story. Spend it again about 5 minutes. So maybe I would find some room over here and I would say like the story. So this owl was given to me by my son, Emmett. Emmett likes to give me things, but the owl was given to me by my son, Emmett. I am not sure where he got it, but he was very proud. You can emphasize words in your journal. So I can just kind of like keep going with that. All right, so that's pretty much it. Get your journal done, think about your main object, and then the fun thing is you're going to put together a group of 3 to 5 objects for a still life. You do need to make sure that you have this done, your value scale done. That was a much better continuous line, just saying. And then you want to make sure that you did your forms. I guess it was in this direction. You want to make sure that you did this. And there's a video for this, for the forms and for the value scale as well. So you should tune into that if you didn't do it. And good luck.